This podcast shares stories inspired by real EMS events highlighting experiences of emergency medical service professionals. To respect patient privacy and comply with HIPAA regulations, all personal and medical information has been thoroughly redacted or replaced. Listener discretion is advised, and the content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. The creators of this podcast assume no responsibility for any actions taken as a result of information or stories provided. Thank you for your understanding and for joining us. My name is Sunny.
And I'm Nathan.
And let's dive into today's story. Let me ask you this, Nate. Do you think it's more embarrassing to be the cause of your own downfall or if someone else is the cause of it?
I think causing your own downfall is worse.
Yeah, right? Because, I mean, if someone else did, it's just like, okay.
It's like, wow, rude.
Yeah, rude. Disrespectful. But if you're if you're the reason for it, it's like, oh, wow.
Yikes.
Damn, I really did that to myself.
That was nobody but me.
Yeah, I'll take the L on that one. Yeah. Well, a friend of ours, let's call him Steve, had a patient that was just dropped off at the emergency room. Hoping to end their very long shift, he and his EMT partner cruised back towards their station. As they traveled down a empty two-way street, a vehicle ahead of them on the other side of the road recklessly crossed the center divider and crashed into a tree on the sidewalk behind the ambulance. "Is this guy drunk?" Steve's partner asked. Steve shrugged, radioed dispatch, and made a U-turn towards the vehicle. As they closed in, police cars screeched around the corner. They turned their heads to see the vehicle peeling away. Wee-oo, wee-oo. The police sirens blared, chasing after the runaway vehicle. Steve's partner muttered, "What the hell is going on?" Confused, the two trailed the unfolding chaos, rounding a corner just in time to witness the fleeing vehicle make a sudden right turn into a parking lot, leaving the police car to overshoot the street and make an awkward U-turn, chasing after the vehicle. Steve's partner stared down the street and then at her partner. Did he just drive himself into the police station? Oh my God. He no freaking way. He just accidentally turned himself into the police station, Steve said. His partner laughed. Note to self, when fleeing the scene, maybe check Google Maps before making a sudden right turn straight into the police station. And they say life is full of unexpected turns. Get it?
Yeah. He played himself.
Yeah, and now as we catch our breath from that wild ride, it's time to shift gears. Welcome to Egg and Bean Podcast, where we take the extraordinary and turn it into a conversation. Inspired by our accidental police station Parker, we're diving into times where people have played themselves.
Ooh.
So Nate, what are times you've played yourself?
Oh, we're going to talk about this, huh?
Yeah.
So I didn't like searching up or thinking about stuff how I played myself because I don't want to remember that stuff.
Right. We want to block it out.
Yeah.
And just leave that in the past. But I'm going to bring it up. We're digging up the grave today.
All right. So, oh man, there's this girl, right?
Yeah.
My stories always start that way.
Right.
And she was really cute. I was talking to her for a couple months, sliding in the DMs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I asked her out on a date. I'm like, hey, can we go on a date? She says yes because I'm pretty cool. Humble.
If I should say so myself.
So anyways, we go on this date, right? We go to a really nice restaurant, pay for everything. I pay for the valet, like the entrance.
Okay, you going all out.
Yeah, it was a really nice date.
Valets for bougie people, honestly.
Yeah, it was a pretty bougie place, right?
Yeah.
And it was a first date.
Okay.
So
you got to show up, you know.
I did want to.
Yeah.
And it was going good. And it all went well at the end of the night. I dropped her off at home. And then I tried to hit her up again. I tried to ask her out on a second date. Mm-hmm. To no answer. I got ghosted.
So how did you play yourself in that situation?
I played myself because
you went all out.
I went all out. I did all this extravagant stuff.
Right.
And then at the end,
she was just probably using you for a night out.
For that really night out. Really nice night out.
I'm sure people can relate to this story.
I mean, it's not as bad as me pulling into the police station, but
yeah, I mean that actually happened. So again, these are real events. Just we're writing stories around it, and that that's definitely worse than a girl using you for a nice dinner.
Yeah.
But I think the nice dinner is a lot more relatable to most of you guys, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
if you guys have experienced that, that's not fun. That's sad. And they just she just never responded ever again.
I mean, she does like respond to my stories and stuff, but we're not gonna hang out ever again.
Well, yeah. That's crazy. How much did you spend on her? Let's talk about that. How much did you spend?
This is why this story hurts me. I really did play myself. It was like
turning red.
$450.
$450.
It was a really bougie
I bet like
place.
$20 was just for the tip for the valet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bougie, but I played myself.
That's really sad. I'm sorry. How
That's
long
okay.
ago was this? This is like
too long
recent.
ago.
Oh, it's pretty recent.
Pretty recent.
Oh wow.
Pretty recent.
Oh my god. You're brave. You're brave
Am
for
I?
sharing this. You're brave. No, it's okay. Everybody can relate. I'm sure people can relate to a
This happens
version.
to people,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not the only one.
My condolences if you have. My dearest condolences.
What about you?
I think I've mentioned this story before, but when I was in high school, my mom was pretty strict with having friends over, especially males, you know? And this one time, me and this guy we were strictly friends. I know everyone's like, oh, you guys were just, no, we were genuinely like strictly friends. And I knew that my mom was going to be at my brother's baseball game. So she was not going to be home. And we were hanging out and he was like, well, what do you want to do now? Right. And I was like, oh, well, we can go back to like my place and we can watch TV, you know, like watch a show. Like my mom's not home. So
Innocent, right?
Yeah. And it's super innocent. I went home, you know, we went home. And we sat on the couch. But then I realized that we don't have cable in my house. We only had like Apple TV. So the Apple TV was upstairs, the connection thing, the box. So I was like, okay, I have to go upstairs. So I went.
The box.
Yeah, so you know how you have to connect like Apple TV to the
This
TV.
was like back.
This was like back in the day. Yeah, this was a while back.
Talking about Apple TV being old.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, it's not old, but it was, you know what I mean. But anyways, I went upstairs to get the connection and I was having trouble with it because I never really used it. And so I called my friend and I asked him to come upstairs to help me with it, right? Well, at this time while he's upstairs trying to, you know, help me get this Apple TV connection thing, my mom comes home,
Ooh,
right?
yeah. And
I just hear the door open and I'm terrified for my life. And so I tell him, like, go to my room, hide in my room, which, listen, why? So he's hiding in my room and my mom goes, Sonny? And I'm from upstairs. I was just like, oh, yes, mother. Yes, mother. What's up? And she was like, is someone here? And I was like, no, I don't. What do you mean? What do you mean? And she was like, well, why are there shoes here? And I was like, my friend left her shoes. So I just, you know, I like brought them into the house for her, but I was going to like give it back to like them, you know, later. And I'm at this point, I'm like walking down the stairs, like telling her this, right? And I hear from upstairs just like movement. Like, you know how from this, like, you know, if someone,
like a big thud.
Yeah, like thuds, just like you know, like thudding from upstairs. And my mom goes, yeah, she's like, I'm like staring at her like this. I'm like, and there's just like thudding, like just like noise coming up from upstairs. And I was like, oh no. And my mom goes, you sure no one's here? And I was like, okay, mom. So like, this is what happened. So now I'm telling her the full truth, but she doesn't believe me anymore because I lied to her. Yeah. You know what I mean? So she's screaming at me and, you know, tells me that I have to go tell my friend to leave. So I go upstairs and this man is asleep, on the ground next to my bed. Like not asleep, but like, he's just like dozing off.
Is that what that thud was? He knocked himself out? Or
Well,
something?
I know he didn't knock himself up. I think he was like trying to like hide between the bed and like my wall on the floor. And he was just like creating a bunch of noise. And he was just kind of like dozing off.
He got comfortable.
Yeah, he got real comfortable real fast too. Like this wasn't that long of a time, like, you know, period of time. He was just dozing off. Like maybe like a 10-minute, 15-minute period. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I tried to tell my mom that we were just trying to watch TV. And she obviously like did not believe me. So...
I would not have believed you either.
Yeah, right. That's fair. And I was
like, why would you lie?
Yeah, and then eventually, you know, his mom came and He's walking down the stairs and my mom's screaming at me, but as like she realizes that he's walking down the stairs, so she like switches her face and she goes, bye. Please come again next time. Like, be for real. What do you mean come again?
There's no again.
But anyways, he left and I was in so much trouble and I was trying to get my mom to believe me. But I literally played myself because if I just told her the truth, like straight off the bat, like it really wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Yeah. But like because like it's fair. Like I was like, Mom, that's fair that like you thought I was lying, that we were doing things or something. Because if we were just watching TV, why would I lie? You know? But I think I was just so nervous that I just decided to lie, and I don't even know.
Yeah, you kind of just panicked.
I panicked and just decided to avoid.
You thought you were sneaky.
I thought
you were sneaky. You're like, I'm gonna get away with this.
Dude, it was so bad. I was so embarrassed, and it was just embarrassing, and it really was. But yeah, that was probably like the most major time, like the biggest time I ever played myself. 100%.
I have another time, but again, my story doesn't really have anything to do with like pulling over into police station.
Right. Nothing's as bad as that. Nothing's as bad as that.
But so this was when I first became an EMT. I had this one patient that I was friends with. He liked the way that I cared for him, and he asked for me to be his caregiver.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That was so nice.
Yeah.
And I was his caregiver. I would get off of work. I would go feed him. I would clean him up, do shopping for him.
Yeah.
And then go home. And mind you, this guy was loaded. He was rich.
Okay.
Like he had so much money.
Right.
That every time I would go, he would give me $300-$400. Right?
Oh, wow.
And I'd be like, no. Like, I can't accept this. Like, I'm here to help you out.
Right.
Like, I came to
public servant over here.
Yeah,
True
no, I
servant.
did it without expecting anything,
yeah.
right? But he's like, no. For me, a little bit of money. For you, a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow, okay.
He just called you poor in the nicest way. This man just called you poor in the nicest way.
Yeah. So he was sick. He was like, he had a terminal illness.
Yeah.
And he didn't have much time left.
Right.
And he was telling me that his kids didn't really like him.
Okay.
They only wanted him for his money.
Right.
So then one day I go and he's like, hey, Nathan, make a PayPal account. I'm going to send you some money. I'm like, no. I can't accept that. Like, no, like that's too much. I'm only here to help you. He's like, no, please. I want you to make a PayPal
And you said
account.
no, huh?
So I didn't say no. I said, okay, Mr. Cole, I will make one. But remember, we used to work night shift.
Right.
So I would go after work and then be like sleep deprived. So then I went home, went to sleep, woke up, made the PayPal account, and I said, hey, I made the account. I finally thought it over, and I'm okay with you sending me the money. Turns out he had died 3 hours before I sent that message. 3 hours before I sent that message.
Nay.
I played myself. Like, I did it all with good intentions, but he was willing to give me that money, and I missed the opportunity.
Oh my God. I don't even like know what to think of that, because one, like, of course, like, it didn't change your life. Like, nothing would have changed, right? It stayed the same, right? But like, it's just like, it's frustrating.
I get frustrated.
It's frustrating. Too. Okay.
That's what I get for being a good person.
Dude, listen. It's not nearly as like, that was a good story, first of all. It's not nearly like, doesn't have as big of a buildup as yours, for sure. But after I turned 21, I went to Vegas, right? And I don't gamble. I still don't, right? But at the time I was like, why not? So we were just kind of like watching people play blackjack and like whatever, right?
I have no idea what they were doing.
I was just like, I kind of understood like the basics of it. But anyways, we were just there watching. And this guy was playing, right? And he looks at me, he goes, hey, like pick one for me, right? So I went, okay, I'll do black 8, right?
Okay.
Hits it, right? And he was like, oh my God, I hit it, right? And we're all just like, oh my God, yay, right?
No way.
But I don't know, like, the chips, and like that means nothing to me. Like, I didn't know like what the chips were. Yeah. And he handed me one, right? And I was like, oh, no, it's okay. Bro.
What color was the chip?
I think it was like black or something.
Isn't that like
$10,000? Yeah, I think it was like something like 10,000 because he won a lot of money from that, and I didn't know. But anyways, he handed it to me, and I was like, no, because I don't know, like I don't like taking, like you, I don't like taking things from people, right? And I was like, oh no, it's okay. And then we walked away, and someone was like, dude, that's like $10,000, I think.
Sonny, I would have snatched it up right there.
Yeah. Both of us are dumb.
We could have been not doing this.
No, we would have done this regardless.
Done it, but just better production.
We would have reinvested that money. So, if you guys don't like certain things of the production, the video quality, it's because Nate and I are dumb.
We could have had a real plant.
We could have. This is fake. This is fake. We have a fake plant here on this table in this set. So, I'm glad we're the same. Handshake on that.
Handshake.
Forever going to be
poor.
Forever going to be
lower
poor.
bracket.
But yeah, we basically played ourselves for sure.
Yeah.
It's okay because at the end of the day, we have good hearts.
Yeah. I'm still here.
That allows me to sleep at night. So that's okay. I was not planning on sharing that story, but you reminded me of that. Dude, that's crazy though. But like the timing of that, like him like 3 hours before.
Dude, I was devastated.
You could have gotten like in his will.
I like to tell people that I had a sugar daddy.
But low key though.
Right? And wipe him and then he give me $300.
I mean, that's crazy. Did he live near the area or was it like a far? Oh,
it wasn't too bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't get over that.
But he was really nice. Like I would make him like my mom's. Well, we're Mexican. She makes like really good Mexican food. And I would take it to him. And he's like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, Nate, you definitely be, I mean, I wouldn't know, I wasn't there, but I definitely believe that you're like you would be an amazing caregiver. This is why you should go to nursing school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you got to get on that. You'd be an amazing nurse. So.
Somebody want to pay for my school?
Dude, these are like once in a lifetime opportunities. And
I could have paid for school with that.
Yeah, I know. Really, though.
And
for real.
I'm extra stupid because he was terminal, right? He couldn't drive anymore. He had a Mercedes and he wanted to give it to my mom. My mom said no because she's also a very nice person.
Yeah, we don't like to accept things.
Yeah.
I'm like that. Like when people try to give me things, I'm like, oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. I like feel bad.
Yeah.
I feel like a bad person. I don't know why. I think that's trauma. I feel greedy. Yeah. And it doesn't even like make sense because it's like you're not like taking it from them necessarily.
Yeah, like they're giving
stealing
it to you,
it. Yeah.
but I still feel like I'm taking some sort of advantage.
Oh my God. That's really sad. Yeah. I think those are like the two more major times I've played myself. I think other times are just unfortunate situations. Like for example, one time, okay, so when I was in undergrad in college, I read a book on communication for the first time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to apply what I learned. But sometimes when you try to apply things into situations where people are not, open to certain, what you're trying to do, it backfires. And this was one of those situations because there was some tension going on between me and two friends of mine, right?
Like fighting tension?
Well, no, it was like petty tension, like just like petty. Like there was no fighting, but it was just like, like that like tension, like the little like petty remarks and whatnot. And so I was like, okay, like, I'm going to apply what I learned and I'm going to invite them to come over and like have a sit down conversation about what's going on.
Trying to be the big person, huh?
And I was trying to be the big person. And mind you, the tension was, not from me. Like it was a group of 3, right? Friend A and friend B were having a little bit of tension and I was kind of caught in between, right? So me trying to be a good person was like, hey, let's have a conversation about this. So we had a conversation. I thought it went really well. Like genuinely, I was applying what I learned, like I was validating each of their emotion, like, feelings, their thoughts and whatever, letting everyone have like the floor to speak about what was going on. And I thought it went really well. We went home. Well, what happened was they started talking smack about me and became closer. And I eventually didn't talk to either of them anymore.
Nice. You played yourself.
I look, he did, yeah.
You gave a common denominator to hate, and then
basically, they basically bonded over hating me for trying to have an adult conversation with them. Nice. I think the whole sentiment was like, oh, who does she think she is that she's gonna have this conversation with us? And then so they turned their hate that they had for each other to me, and then bonded over it. So that was quite unfortunate.
That sucks.
It sucks, no? That I was really sad over that because I mean I was just trying to be adult about it. Like, yes, maybe like there were certain things that could have gone better during the conversation, but I thought overall it went really well. You know? This is why you don't read books.
That's why you listen to them.
Yeah, Nate's been on audiobooks recently.
Yeah.
Very proud.
Listening to it. I'm on my 4th book. Right?
Yay! You should have a little like chart and put little stickers every time you finish a book. You know, in elementary school when you put little stickers, yeah. Well, we're gonna get into some of other people's stories of times that they've played themselves, and we're gonna take a quick break before we get into that. Now let's get into some of the stories that other people have sent in. So I was browsing Reddit and I found this story and I thought it was really funny and I thought I would share it because it was kind of on theme with today's story. So there was this guy that was in a local convenience store, like a 7-Eleven.
Okay.
And he's, browsing, getting his little late night snack, right? And his words, tiny looking dude walks into the convenience store and tries to rob it with a purple taser as his weapon of choice.
Nice.
The cashier was pretty big, but overall docile and nice guy. He told the guy to shoot him. And when the robber tried to, taser him, the taser didn't work. So imagine this tiny guy just comes in with a purple taser and the big cashier guy goes, hey, shoot me.
It's one of those hand tasers,
Yeah, the hand tasers.
The ones that they sell to regular people?
I think so. Oh, no, I think it was something that it shoots like a gun almost, but it's like a line.
No, those are for police only.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think it was one of those hand ones.
Oh, yeah, it was probably the hand one. It was probably a purple hand one. And it's like, shoot me, but it's like not the police one. So and it didn't even work. So it wasn't even like tasing.
Bro, I've been tased by those for fun. Not from defense or anything. I didn't attack anybody, but I've been tased by them. And they don't do anything. They're just to scare you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like... but that's it.
Okay, but I'm sure in the moment it's like, is it enough, do you think, to get an attacker off of you?
You said the cashier was a big guy, right?
Yeah.
If it was a guy the size of me, it would.
It would work on me, no?
It would work on you.
Yeah, I'd probably start convulsing and just pass out from the pain. I like the little comment this guy put at the end of his story. He said, "You're probably not supposed to laugh during a robbery, but I would." Because low-key I would too.
I would have died.
I recently saw this video of this Vietnamese nail salon. Vietnamese owned nail salon.
Yeah. And
this dude comes in. And he's like, everybody get on the ground. He's holding a gun. And you can see in the video this little old Vietnamese guy at the cashier area gets a phone call. He just picks up and he goes, hello?
I've seen that one.
He goes, hello? And just continues business as usual. And then the rest of the people are just sitting there just okay. And
nonchalantly,
then,
right?
And then the robber just goes, kind of looks around and then just walks out. Bro, imagine having that little of authority during trying to rob a place.
I would quit robbing.
On that note, there was a time that this guy was trying to rob a armored bank truck. You know those like armored trucks that load money? Unfortunately for him that day, the armored truck only had a bunch of pennies in it.
Nice.
And so he just grabbed handfuls of that and just walked away. Pennies, yeah. And then another guy who robbed a bank decided that his getaway vehicle of choice was going to be a bird/lime scooter. So so the cops were able to track him all the way to his house.
Bruh.
People were like, you know, like sometimes I think there's no way, right? Like there's no way people like this exist. But then you realize that they do. And it blows my mind. Because,
bird scooter.
Yeah. He was like, skirt.
Those are kind of fun though. Remember we were driving around and
no, they are really fun, but they're all like there's GPS tracking on all of those. First of all, it doesn't go that fast.
No.
One. And two, the tracking is the most important, no? Like, do they not know that? I don't know. Craziness. If you were to rob a place, well, first of all, like I can imagine, right, wanting to rob a place, but if you were to rob a place, like how would you go about it?
I would do. Wait, where or
well,
how?
Like how? Okay, where? Like what are you robbing?
Jewelry store.
Why?
At the mall.
At the mall?
Yeah.
So just smash and grab?
Smash and grab. Smash and grab. My getaway vehicle, one of those pet animals that you'd ride in the mall.
The freaking panda, bro. And it goes like
with the mall cop on his hoverboard. Dude, following me.
So what I would do is I would push the mall cop off of his little scooter thingy and then take that and then dip.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, smash and grab.
I wouldn't do a smash and grab because I don't think that's just too chaotic. No, I've seen videos of people smashing and grabbing at like Macy's, right? And it's just like people just like, okay, low-key, I would stare.
But the thing is, they get too greedy. They
just take too much.
Like I would just go and scope out what I wanted.
Right.
Smash it, leave.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they're just like.
No, yeah, I saw.
I was just like, and then like that's it. Nobody would know what happened.
No, I saw like this video of Sephora, the makeup store. Yeah. And I just saw the like 3 dudes just like stealing like lipstick, like just like grabbing lipstick and like stuffing it in a bag. And I was like, oh my God.
Just in time for Christmas, Valentine's Day, all these things.
Like, hey babe,
I got you some.
I got you this lipstick in every color just for you. I don't think I could go through with like, I don't think I've ever, I don't know.
I got scared because I stole a piece of candy at Target once.
Yeah. Wait, why? First of all, I've never done that, but I have a story similar to that. But why did you steal? Did you know you were stealing it? How old were you?
I was in high school, like a freshman or a sophomore.
And you stole a Snickers bar?
No, a pack of gum.
Why? Because you had to go impress the lady. You had a date coming up, huh?
I think it's because I had a smelly mouth and I had no money.
Oh.
And I grabbed a pack of gum.
Okay, see, honestly, I have empathy towards you for that. That's, that's fair.
Nah, take him to jail.
Call the cops right now.
Call the cops.
Call 911. 911.
Delinquents here.
I think the only time I've ever stolen anything, which was on accident, was those book fairs we had in elementary school.
Oh, I hated those.
Oh, I love those. Are you kidding me?
You were rich, weren't you?
No. Well, that's the thing is I never really bought anything. Or sometimes my mom would give me like $10 to buy a book. And I would only buy books. I wouldn't go to the, some people went to the book fair to buy little like trinkets and toys. Mm-hmm. I would go buy a book, But my mom, I would ask my mom. I'd be like, oh, but like the book fair is this week. Like, can I buy a book? And she would say yes or no and give me like $10 or whatnot. But anyways, how at libraries, so I grew up going to the library a lot, right? And at libraries, they had like, when you go check out your books, they have like a stack of like free bookmarks, right? And at least my library did, right? They weren't like crazy, like fancy bookmarks. They were just like maybe a piece of cardboard or plastic. And so at this book fair, they had bookmarks at the cashier stand. So I just grabbed one because I thought it was like free.
You thought it was free.
And I did notice that it was a bit weird because it had like a little lanyard and little beads and like it looked like, but I was a kid. I didn't, really think too far into it.
I can't believe this was free.
Yeah. And so I put it in my book and like, I guess nobody noticed and I just walked away with it, right? I paid for the book and then I walked away with like my book and the bookmark in it. And then I think it was like later that week that like one of my friends was like, oh my God, look at the bookmark I got at the book fair. Like it's so cute. And like basically insinuating she bought it. And I was like, oh, I was terrified. Bro, I was terrified. I literally thought I was going to jail. Like I genuinely was like, oh my God, my mom's going to kill me. Like arresting. I was like, what, like 7 at the time, like 7 or 8. Like
you're going to have a criminal record.
Yeah, I was genuinely terrified. Anyways, sorry, there was a little bit of pounding noise. My last story for today was that there was a person who was committing a crime.
Nice.
And I guess someone had told this person that lemon juice was magical and that would make, if they drank it, that they would become invisible. And
this is a real story?
Yes, like for real. And this guy wasn't even like on drugs or anything and didn't have like mental health, anything related.
It was normal.
And so he committed his crime after he drank lemon juice because he believed that he was invisible.
Nice.
I think like, here's the thing, like the first, the story we started out with, right? I'm sure he just panicked. I'm sure he just turned right because he was like, I'm trying to get away. Okay. But this is just, what are you doing? Like, be for real.
Did he get away with it?
No, because the security cameras caught him. And I'm sure he had like multiple witnesses.
They thought of everything.
No, seriously. But I mean, all in all, I think that in terms of our experiences of playing ourselves, we could learn from them.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day, too. Most of them were when we were really young. And maybe sometimes it's okay to be a little bit greedy for me and you.
Yeah.
Because I think some of these stories, like, they're too greedy, right? They're getting themselves in these situations because they're robbing. But me and you were playing ourselves because we are like, we're like too not greedy. I don't even, that's a word, bro. Too not greedy. That doesn't even make sense. But low key, we could afford to be a little bit more and just accept the offers that we get and like accept the opportunities that we get.
Yeah, I'll take $10,000 from you.
Bro.
No worries.
No worries. I mean, this man he wants so much money. He just gave me the chip, and I just was like, nah. I'm so dumb for that.
What'd you think it was? Like a coaster?
Oh, I knew it was a chip, but I didn't. I thought it was like, I don't know, like $50 like dollars or something. I was like, it's fine. Like, not that big of a deal.
Dang.
I mean, even if it was 50, I don't know.
Whose story is worse? Yours or mine?
Let us know in the comments. Is Nate's story on the PayPal and the guy who was caregiving for passing away 3 hours before he gave him the PayPal, or was it mine where I was at Vegas and decided to not accept a $10,000 chip? Which it was my pick. I put Black 8, so
it was your pick.
It was
you should have taken everything. But I think yours might be a little bit worse because you knew the value. I didn't know mine.
What do you mean you didn't know your value?
I didn't know how much he was going to give me.
That's true. Okay, I didn't actually know how much the chip was, though. To be honest, because I don't know much about gambling, like, I didn't realize, like, I think I kind of knew that it was worth money, but I didn't really know either. You know, like, I was never around gambling, so it was kind of a afterthought that I was like, wait, that is money. You thought
a chip was probably like a low amount of money.
Yeah,
right?
But I didn't realize I do remember now that we were at one of like the bigger casinos there.
Which one?
The Bellagio, I think.
I'm gonna look up their chips.
Is the Bellagio or something? I don't know. It was on the Strip. It was one of those like big like casinos, like fancy casinos. Yeah. Let us know. Let us know down below and share your stories of times that you've played yourself. We'd love to hear it. We'll put a little poll of whose story was worse, who played themselves worse. And on that note, that is it for today's conversation of times that we've Congratulations, you've played yourself. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Hey there, hope you enjoyed the podcast. We really thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to us. Please share this podcast to your friends and family and let us know what we should talk about in the future. Thanks for listening to Egg and Bean Podcast.